Hey everyone, happy Earth Day. So I am live today because I really do think today's an important day if you are earth conscious or, trying to do your little bits to help preserve our earth because we only have one earth. Then today is a mighty important day to talk about it and, share what we're doing to do those little things. So I actually put together a blog post today on this topic, and I thought I would do it in video form so I can show you the things that I do to play my part in helping with the earth. So because there's little things we can do each day, and I wanted to break it down in this video to show you that, hey, even if you incorporate one little thing, it still is going to lead to awesomeness over, the compound of doing those little things. So I have a few things that I have kind of incorporated into my life over the past couple of years as I have become more, earth conscious and more sustainable and eco-friendly, because we only have one earth and I do want to treat it with the best that we can. And don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. I am still evolving and learning and trying new things out and trying to improve. So I'm just here to simply share with you what is working for me right now, and hopefully you can incorporate some of it, or maybe you already are, and we can, bounce ideas off of each other to help just be better earth conscious people. So I'm going to start with the first one that I probably started doing years ago. And this was mainly because back in Canada, I lived there 4.5 years ago. When you would go out grocery shopping, they would start charging you for plastic bags. It was only 5 cents a bag, but it made you more aware of, do I really need that plastic bag or not? So we would start just carrying things out and not using a plastic bag. But it was really for the emphasis of bringing your own reusable bag. So that's what I've started years ago. And again, this is such a simple, easy one. And what I like to do to even encourage it, maybe you're not, using reusable bags right now, or you forget them, is I would encourage you to get a couple and then just stuff them in your back seat or your trunk so that they're there, so that when you are out shopping, it's not like, oh, I forgot to bring it, because I'm out shopping today. Or if you, randomly just go out to the store and you forget to put them in your car, then you have a stack of them or a stock of them already in your car. And what I like to do is when they do work their way back into my house, when I've used them, is then I just, again, take a 3 to 4 and put them back in my car. This is a really simple way to become a little more earth friendly, right? Or eco-friendly, because you're not using a throwaway plastic bag. And those really drive me crazy, because even here, like at the grocery store, they will put one item in a plastic bag and then get another plastic bag. And I'm thinking, you could throw so many more items into that one plastic bag instead of just throwing one item. So this is one way that I really like to show up. And if I don't have a reusable bag, I will just carry it out, or I will take their basket from the grocery store and then I will just return it back to the store to save a plastic bag, because we do not have any plastic bags in our home. And truthfully, since I started using these, we have minimized plastic bag use so much. The only way that plastic bags make their way into our house is if, say, someone buys something and they bring it into our house, buy something for us and it's in a plastic bag, or once in a blue moon, an accident will happen where we do have a plastic bag from a purchase or something like that. But this is what we rely on. And if you need a good reusable bag option, if you shop at Lululemon, their bags are awesome for holding groceries. So I often use those a lot. This is just a generic black canvas bag that I use. So that is the first thing. And then the second thing would be to reduce single-use plastic and waste. So think about all the single-use items that are in our vicinity right now. I'm talking plastic cups, straws, containers. So this one is still one that I definitely need to get better on, because we still go out to eat. So like, for instance, at Chipotle, we're still getting those containers and the lids for that. So that's something that I really do need to get better at. But just an example of how it's all around us. So little things you can do is, say, when you're going to Starbucks, you could bring a reusable cup, which is going to bring me to my next point. But the whole point is that we really should reduce our single waste use. So if you, for instance, even at a grocery store, if you're getting a bulk item, instead of grabbing a plastic bag, if you could bring a canvas bag or a mason jar and then just get it weighed before you add the items, then that's reducing a single use waste, because if you're taking that product home and then you're going to pour it into something else, if you could just cut out that middle step altogether, then that's a major perk. So that's one thing I encourage too. Plastic bags is under this heading too, because if you think about it, you use it once and then you either stuff it under your sink or you throw it in the garbage. So this is a way to just reduce any single use and become more aware of that as well. So that would be point number 2. And then point number 3 is to use reusable items. So on my blog post, I have a picture of me with this cup and this straw in Starbucks, because I always bring this when I am going to get a drink out. I don't regularly go to Starbucks, but I have lately, just because I have been going there to get a little break and get some work done. So this is what you'll find me bringing. And the nice thing is that you do get a little bit of a discount when you do bring a reusable mug. That's not a motivator for me, but if it is for you, then that's even more awesome, because you're going to save a little bit of money. But my motivator is to help the earth and not, contribute to another cup that I could otherwise just use my own and then reduce the waste that way. So this is one thing that I love doing. I don't do a lot of drinks out, but when I was just keeping this in my bag with me. So I always had a metal straw with me at all times, because there are about 500,000 plastic straws used daily. So that's a lot of straws. And I know businesses are becoming so much better at getting rid of them. Even for instance, there's a pizza place here called Blaze, and they have eliminated all plastic straws. So we went from one visit where they had them and the next they had 0. And I love that. So there are many businesses out there that are supporting this whole movement to reduce either plastic or waste in general. And those are the businesses I want to support. So that could be another side point too to Earth Day, is supporting businesses that actually give a damn about the atmosphere and the planet and what we're doing. So that is why I bring my own, but also support businesses that do support green practices. So that is point number 3, and under that is to reduce your single-use waste, and also to incorporate reusable items would be to always carry a water bottle with you. It's such an easy thing to do, and if you think about it, plastic water bottles, what is getting leached from that plastic into your water? How good is the water actually in that water bottle? How safe is it? And literally, you probably drink a water bottle in like a 500 milliliter water bottle in 10 minutes to half an hour, and then it just goes into either the trash or hopefully you recycle it. But if you have a reusable water bottle, it's just so much more beneficial, because then you can keep reusing it. It's better for the planet, and you can get really funky water bottles. Like this one is nice. It's glass. I love it, and then it has the silicone cover on it. So this is a great one for me to use and for everyone to start incorporating. If you're going to do one thing to incorporate reusable items into your practice, I would definitely say getting a reusable water bottle is the first and foremost, because it's such an easy one to do, and there's so many people that still use plastic water bottles. So that's my third point. And then my 4th point is to get reusable produce bags. So this was a game changer for me about a year ago, and I love the bags I got. I just got them off Amazon. It came in a pack of 5, and they each have different colored bands up here. So you could designate them to, peaches in the red one, or apples in the red one, and carrots in the orange one. But I love these bags. So they're mesh, and they hold all my produce. So this is great for little produce items that we would normally use baggies for, such as, mushrooms and green peppers and cucumbers and those smaller items. So now I just use those instead. Or if I don't have my mesh bags and I'm going to get larger items, I will just simply have the loose items. I don't need them in a plastic bag. I can just throw them into my canvas bag once they're, weighed and paid for, and I'll be on my way. So that's one thing that has really came in handy. Ever since I got these mesh bags, we stopped using the individual plastic baggies for storing our produce. And if you go to my blog post that I put up today, I just tell you some tips on what to do if you are kind of worried about your produce going, soggy or limp, because they're not in the plastic bags. And I have like a few tips to just help counter that and to, still reduce the plastic bags, but keep your produce fresh. And then my next one would be to reduce your toxic load. Sorry. So I have Fife beside me in his play center and he's going to town with the one item there. But okay, so the 4th or the 5th one would be to reduce your chemicals and your toxic load, which sounds like it's more personal versus enviro-friendly. But when you think about it, when we're using all these chemicals and these toxins, they are getting into our water system. So whether it's through the ground and then it's run off into, our lakes and our oceans, or directly into our water system because we flush it down the system, or it gets washed down the drain. So there really is an environmental impact to them, and this is why I have switched to essential oils to clean my home, clean my face and my health and my skincare, and do it in a non-toxic way that actually supports the body, because it's nature helping heal you and support your body versus chemicals which are just damaging your body and giving you a toxic overload. So ways I like to use essential oils now, if I'm talking body specific, I love adding citrus oils to my water to detox and cleanse the body. So this is a great way to start if you are using toxic cleaners and chemicals and pharmaceuticals, that this is going to offer like a support to that, but it's really great because it adds a flavor to your water, into your reusable water bottle, and then it has those properties that are helping with your body. I also will green clean with essential oil. So this was the main entry into essential oils for me, and I use only essential oils and a few other natural products to clean my home now. And the great part is, especially with a 6-month-old, is that I don't have to worry about him crawling around and licking surfaces, because I know that he is getting the benefit of nature via the essential oils, and it might actually help support his immune system, because the oils that I use to green clean with are really good essential oils to support your immune system. So that is one way to reduce your toxic load. And like I said, essential oils come from nature, they come from the plants, right? So they're actually doing the body good, and they can support Mother Earth because it's coming from the Mother Earth. So that is one way that I really think is important to show up for the earth and for ourselves. And then the last point that I want to make might be subjective, but it's really personal to me, and one that I hold near and dear to my heart, would be to go vegan for the planet. So this might not be for everyone, and I totally understand that. It was for me. It's really in alignment with my beliefs. I've been vegan for almost 7 to 8 years now, 7.5 years now, and it really just aligns with me. And I offer up my recipes, and you can get in contact with me if you have any questions on what it means to go vegan, or how to eat vegan. But this really is one of the best practices you can do for the earth, because there's so much less water involved in growing crops or growing plants versus growing the plants to feed to the animals to then slaughter them and eat them ourselves. So and especially to grow the crops to feed the animals, it takes up a lot of land space, and that's actually where most of the Amazon rainforest is getting cut down to actually grow crops to feed to the animals. So if we just ate the crops ourselves and saved that middle process, we would be way better off. And again, I know that might be a little bold to say, but it really had to be something on my heart, especially for Earth Day, because there are things we can do to make changes to support our Earth, including, reducing climate change and global warming and all that. And it really does come down to eating more plants. So if going vegan cold turkey is not for you, I still do highly recommend if you could eat, plant-based 1 day a week. That is so amazing, and it's going to do amazing things for your health, for the planet, and it might be a little more of an entry into not feeling overwhelmed by it. So that is my last suggestion and tip for really doing little changes to help Mother Earth and support the planet the best way we can on this Earth Day. And then the last thing that I want to mention is, what can we do today and really think about it, and then implement those changes over these next 364 days, so that when it's a year from now at the new Earth Day, you can look back and say, wow, here's what I did to play my part, and here's what I did for the earth and to be better off in my health and all those things. That's what I encourage you to look at, is what a year from now can look like for you. I know it's what I'm looking at, and like I said, I'm not perfect in any way, and I am always trying to evolve and grow and figure out the next health move for myself and for leaving the planet better than I arrived on it, because I have 2 kids and their kids and their kids and their kids. I want to think about the generations ahead. So I'm really challenging you, and especially challenging myself, to see what it is I can do over this next year until we get to next Earth Day to leave the planet better. So I would love to hear from you what you're thinking that would look like for you, if any of these tips have come in handy and you're going to apply any of them. I know I need to up a few and really get centered in what it means to really focus on that awareness of what I can do to leave the planet better, like I said. So hope this was helpful, and I hope you all are having a great day, celebrating the earth, celebrating how awesome you are as an individual on this earth. And I'm sending you so much love, and I will connect with you guys soon. See you later.